All right, team, let's gather around the digital telestrator board. Welcome to today's explainer. We are diving into a championship game film review today. And our opponent? The Cambridge AS and A-Level Arabic Language 8680 exam, specifically Paper 2. Now, I know that staring down an essay prompt can feel like stepping onto the field against an undefeated team. You're sitting there, sweating the clock, wondering what magical combination of Arabic vocabulary is going to actually break through their defense and unlock those top-tier grades. Well, today, we're stealing the examiner's playbook. We're going to break down their marking rubrics and figure out exactly how to master complex sentence patterns and vocabulary. This isn't just about writing pretty sentences, okay? This is about building a conceptual architecture that the grading officials literally have to reward. We're going to scout the theory, map out the methodology, and highlight the exact penalties you need to avoid. Let's get into the tape. First things first, we need to talk about the stakes of this matchup. 15%. I want that number to sink in. The use of complex sentence patterns and sophisticated vocabulary accounts for a massive 15% of your total marks in Paper 2. That is huge. That's the equivalent of a multi-point swing in the final quarter. It's an enormous chunk of your final grade tied directly to your linguistic mechanics and your ability to seamlessly weave advanced ideas together. This 15% right here, this is the exact difference between a standard middle-of-the-pack grade and a truly outstanding championship-level result. So here is our game plan for today. First, we'll look at the 15% advantage. Second, the core principles of mastery. Third, we'll map out a procedural framework. Fourth, critical analysis and evaluation. And finally, top examiner alerts.
Starting off with Section 1, the 15% advantage, setting our baseline.
Now, historically, interpreting complex texts and organizing data into high-level Arabic writing is where a lot of candidates just totally stall out. They hit a wall. To break through, we have to look at the tape of two very different types of players. Let's call them Alex and Sam. Alex plays heavy defense. Alex memorizes complex sentences, but lacks the open-ended speed to adapt to weird essay prompts. Then you've got Sam. Sam is a fast attacker, throwing a million words on the page, but the execution on specific command words is just sloppy. Neither of them gets the A-star. Why? Because as the source material makes perfectly clear, marks are heavily awarded for systematic analysis and evidence-based reasoning. Scoring well isn't just expressing your opinion with speed like Sam, or playing rigid defense like Alex. It's deeply rooted in applying established logical principles. It's about proving you can construct a watertight, evidence-backed argument using highly sophisticated Arabic structures.
Moving to Section 2, Core Principles of Mastery. Let's look at the conceptual architecture of a winning essay.
So, what is the theoretical foundation that separates the top-of-the-league candidates from everyone else? It comes down to this exact phrasing from the syllabus expectations. The examiners are looking for a connected, conceptual understanding transferable to unfamiliar contexts. So, think back to our player, Alex. Alex tries to awkwardly shoehorn memorized, complex Arabic phrases into the essay, regardless of the prompt. The examiners see right through that rigid defense. True mastery means understanding the mechanics of the Arabic language so deeply that when the opposing team, the exam paper, throws a completely new, unfamiliar prompt at you, you can seamlessly adapt your high-level vocabulary and syntax to counter it perfectly. You need to be transferable.
To show that kind of mastery, you need to execute on 3 foundational pillars. First up, definitions. When you drop complex Arabic terminology onto the field, your definitions must be precise and incredibly clear. No sloppy execution. Second, relationships. Your complex sentences shouldn't just be long for the sake of being long. They must establish clear causal links. You have to show the examiner exactly why play A leads to result B. And third, maybe the most important play in the book, integration. Principal examiner reports continually highlight that candidates who make cross-topic connections, meaning you pull in integrated knowledge from other areas of the syllabus, achieve significantly higher marks. Sam always misses this because Sam rushes. But integrating cross-topic connections, that's how you prove that connected conceptual understanding.
All right, Section 3, the procedural framework. Let's talk about the 5-step methodology. If we know exactly what the defense wants, how do we systematically attack those zones under intense time pressure? Enter the 5-step procedural framework. This is your offensive engine for consistency. Step 1, identify and deconstruct the prompt. Step 2, apply relevant principles and extract the necessary data from the stimulus texts. Your data interpretation skills are absolutely critical in these first 2 steps. Step 3, execute your analysis with clear, logical working. Step 4, verify your results.
Ask yourself, does this actually answer the specific question asked? And step 5, present correctly. This is where you ensure your Arabic terminology, grammar, and those complex sentence structures are completely flawless. If you follow this loop, you leave 0 yardage on the field.
Now, here is a concept that acts as a total secret weapon. I call it the method mark strategy. In a lot of complex disciplines, you get points for the systematic process and clear notation, not just the final answer. In your Arabic essays, examiners actively reward transparent analytical frameworks. They want to see the exact route you ran to get to the end zone. By clearly showing your logical steps and using precise, sophisticated transitional Arabic vocabulary to map out that logic, you are racking up points for your methodology, even before you write your final concluding paragraph. You're getting points just for moving the chains perfectly. All right, time out. I'm blowing the whistle here, halftime adjustment. Listen, if you want to stay at the top of the league table this exam season, subscribe to Ace the Exams at Ace the Exams and enable all notifications right now. Okay, whistle blown, we are back in. To make sure this framework sticks under pressure, here's a memory hack. Take those 5 steps: identify, apply, execute, verify, present. Create a personal mnemonic using the first letters. Think of it like muscle memory. When the exam anxiety hits and the clock is ticking down, you fall right back on your training, and this procedure just automatically takes over. Section 4, critical analysis and evaluation. We are reaching for those higher order skills now. Sometimes you hit a roadblock against a really intricate evaluation prompt. To clear the path, you need the ultimate weapon of the A-star student, evaluative thinking. This means you are actively questioning assumptions, considering different perspectives, and justifying your decisions with hard evidence. In an Arabic essay context, this means you aren't just reciting facts using complex grammar, you're taking that advanced vocabulary and using it to weigh the different sides of an argument. You are explicitly stating why one perspective is stronger than the other, and you are backing it up. The difference between an average candidate and a championship candidate is super stark here. If you're just writing at the descriptive and analytical levels, you're going to get average marks. You're basically just giving the play-by-play of what's already there. But the evaluative level, that is the absolute highest level of assessment objectives. It demands evaluating alternatives, comparing different approaches within your Arabic texts, and making justified recommendations. Your complex sentence patterns need to be working double time here to express those really nuanced comparisons clearly. So how do we consistently hit that evaluative level? Think of it like running a tactical play, similar to the PEEL formula you might know: point, evidence, explanation, link, but adapted for problem solving. First, you deconstruct the given information. Second, you solve systematically, building your argument step by step with your advanced Arabic structures. And third, you evaluate and check for reasonableness. Are the recommendations you just made actually justified by the evidence you presented? If you cycle through these 3 steps, deconstruct, solve, evaluate, your essay's depth will naturally smash right into that top-tier grading bracket. Section 5, Top Examiner Alerts, the exact pitfalls we have to avoid. All right, we are going into an interactive drill workshop right now. Let's play Spot the Penalty. We've covered what to do, but what about the massive errors? These are the specific traps pulled directly from Cambridge Principal Examiner reports. Let's look at the tape of our sloppy player Sam. Penalty number 1, confusing cause and effect. Sam tries to use complex Arabic transition words, but accidentally reverses the logic of the sentence. Huge penalty. Penalty number 2, forgetting to check format and presentation. You could have a brilliant argument, but if your paragraphing is a mess, the examiner loses the thread. And penalty number 3, providing answers not specific to the given context. If you just regurgitate a memorized essay and your advanced vocabulary doesn't directly answer the specific nuance of today's prompt, you get 0 points for that section. But out of all the warnings on the tape, this one is the biggest, reddest penalty flag of them all. Examiner alert. Candidates consistently confuse key terminology. Listen to me on this one. When you are trying to impress the examiner with complex vocabulary, the absolute worst thing you can do is drop an advanced Arabic term and use it incorrectly. It instantly signals a lack of fundamental understanding, and it completely shatters the credibility of your entire analytical framework. It is devastating to your score. Luckily, the fix is right here, and the examiners literally hand it to us. The fix is always define your terms before using them in extended responses. This is step 1 of your newly optimized full-mark execution string. Before you build a massive, complex argument around a specific concept, take one precise, beautifully structured Arabic sentence to define it. It proves to the examiner right off the bat that you know exactly what you are talking about. You secure the foundation before you build the house. So as we hit the championship recap, we've broken down the 15% advantage, the procedural frameworks, the higher order evaluative thinking, and the exact penalties to avoid. Here is your game day preparation checklist, summed up in one final provocative question.
How are you going to integrate this 5-step procedural framework into your very next past paper practice session? Because let's be real, knowing the playbook means absolutely nothing if you don't run the drills. Take this framework, apply it to a fresh prompt this week, and watch your Arabic essay writing totally transform. Before you go, hit that subscribe button for Ace the Exams at Ace the Exams, click the notification bell, and drop a comment below with your current tier and your goal grade. Keep studying smart, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next explainer.